All right, Steve Walls, along with Darren Smith here inside of, if it sounds like we're inside of the Winfield Club, as you can hear the music in the background, and we can show you guys the background of Allegiant Stadium right now. You would think that the Raiders won this game. The Chiefs have defeated the Raiders 27-20 right here inside of Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas. Darren, talk about the beginning of the game, man. It was a slow start for the Chiefs defense.
Well, it was a slow start. No, it was more so slow. No, because the Chiefs had the ball on offense, so it was a good start for them. But the Chiefs defensively, they gave up a first quarter touchdown, something that they hadn't done the last couple of games. Right. But it kind of fell back to them. But we saw that the defense make a stand after stand after stand, really eliminating, just keeping them to just 2 field goals throughout the middle quarters. Besides, before giving up a late touchdown late in the ball game, it was. I was joking with somebody, like, I think it was you, said we can't ever have it'd be tough with a blowout, 2 touchdown lead. But Chiefs as always, the defense comes through when necessary, and we're able to come away with a 7-point win.
Let's start with the offense. We talked pregame. If you guys don't know, we do a pregame cheat sheet show before every Chiefs football game. And so if you're not tuned in, catch us 1 hour before each game right here where you're watching us now. But let's focus on today.
Yeah.
The Chiefs offense. What grade would you give them as they came out? We talked pregame about just this offense and what we thought Patrick Mahomes would come out doing, just because everything, the narrative about this game.
Well, what we've seen, and granted, kind of have to grade Patrick on a little bit of a curve if we go off of last week, because even though he didn't score through the air, he did score on the ground, and he did facilitate putting the team in position to score, especially with Kareem Hunt the way they did. If I'm grading the offense on today, I'd have to give him a B-, only because of the turnover and the penalties. Okay. So I have to be consistent, take away from that. But I thought Patrick, for the most part, played well. We talked about it earlier. Early on, he got D-Hop involved. His first pass was to DeAndre Hopkins, and then it's the National Tight End Day, and he made sure somehow, we talked about a pregame, that somehow, some way, Patrick's going to find Kelsey to get him into the end zone. So I'd give the team about a B-, B+. Again, they've got to show up, especially on the left tackle side. I like Wanye, but he's struggling a little bit too much, and there were key drives that were stalled because of his penalties, his holding and stuff like that, and glad to maybe some extra time with Andy Heck or something, and I think Kingsley got a little rep in there as well. So I'd give him a B-. Look, Kelsey, 10 catches, 90 yards, a touchdown. Talked to him briefly after the game. He told me, Darren, every day is tight end day. But he did say it did feel good for him to get back into the end zone. So for him, I know it feels like a little weight lifted off his shoulders, because you don't want to keep going week in, week out, maybe hearing questions or having that, answers about why you're not in the end zone. And so the fact that he was able to get in there, Kareem Hunt talked to him after the game. I mean, he's just – it's – I know for you and I, because we've been covering when he first got here and just kept covering his team and seeing his journey. For me, it means something to see him going through this redemption and his play back with his team and just knowing what he's gone through to try to get back to this point to where he wants to win a Super Bowl and is willing to do whatever it takes, whatever they ask him to do, he's willing to do, to reach the pinnacle, to reach the mountaintop. And I'm loving it, and so and then of course P. Ryan, he has some great catches out the backfield today, helping his team, move the chains and stuff like that. So overall, like I said, B- only because of the penalty, and even though it was, I think his arm was hit or the ball was tipped at the line that caused the interception. That caused the interception. So can't blame him, but it does go to his stat sheet, so that's why I give him a B-.
Yeah. And then you think about Patrick Mahomes. Use his legs a little bit today. 6 rushes, 17 yards, man. I think this is that reminds me of old Mahomes. We talked about him not being able to use his legs as he had, in the first few years here, and the success that they had when he was able to do that. And now he comes out and he has 6, rushes, 17 yards. Kelsey led all. He had 12 targets, 10 receptions for 90 yards and 1 touchdown.
So one of the things that you and I talked about when we were in the press box is that based off of what Mahomes did last week in San Francisco,
Yeah.
with him running, that's an added weapon right now.
Right.
Because I mean, and we saw when on this side when he ran to the outside, he got tripped up. If he doesn't get tripped up, I don't know if he takes it to the house or not.
Yeah.
But he gets it. So the thing is, the defense has to defend that. But what happens is when he goes out there, somebody has to come off of somebody else to go to him.
Right.
That frees Mahomes up to pitch that ball out, which is what he did today.
All right, let's look at the defense. They struggled a little bit today at the beginning of the game. Yeah. I talked to, I know you did as well, Trent Duffy post-game, and I asked him, about the adjustments that would need to be made. And he said there was really no adjustment that needed to be made. They just need to come out and play harder.
Yeah.
They just came out slow, and they just turned it up. What did you see from this defense today?
I saw a lot of heart, man. I got a chance. I mean, we talk to him all the time every week, but we both talked to Trent. I talked to Nick Bolton again. I talked to Justin Reed. And I was talking to Dave Merritt, the Chiefs defensive back. I didn't get a chance to talk to Spags. I didn't see him in the locker room. But of all the things that impressed me the most about the defense today, was that fourth, I know we're probably talking about, but Mahomes had that interception that got chipped. And where they were already within the red zone on his return. So they were within the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
And the fact that I think they got it down to the 2 or the 3 yard line, and it was like 4th and goal at the 3 yard line, and you saw, and I don't know if it was a timeout or something, that it was a delay between 3rd and 4th down, but you saw Antonio Pierce trying to get Raiders crowd involved. So I was joking with Merritt that it took me back to Expendables 2, Sylvester Stallone, in the climax scene with Jean-Claude Van Damme, where he had the knife or whatever. Said, "Oh, you want to man up? I'll man you up." That's exactly what that felt right there, because it was like, okay, instead of going for the field goal, where you at least cut it down to 1. No, I'm sorry. It was 17, so they were going for the tie.
Right.
And so instead of taking the points, you decide you want to go for it. So now you tested my man, you tested my gangster.
Yeah.
And of course the Chiefs, they stood, they withstood it, had the ball turned over on downs. To me, that was huge. Talking to the players, they loved it. I mean, they were just excited about it, just as much as, I know up in the box, myself and Mark Dowell looked at each other like, defense is for real, man. I can't. We talk about it week in and week out, and it's really hard to just put into words, which is essentially our job, and put it into words about how good this defense is. But man, it's incredible, man. I mean, and being able to sit up close and watch it week in and week out, man, we're fortunate.
Get his team a grade overall. Offense and defense.
Well, you still gave up 20 points, late touchdowns. I'm gonna give him a B.
Okay.
Because again, B- for the offense, essentially a B for the defense because you give up the late touchdown. But you were still able to keep them out of the end zone when it mattered most, especially crunch time in that red zone, holding them to 2 field goals and then being able to get a turnover on downs, forcing a turnover as well. Mike Pennell, shout out to him for that. So I would give them a B overall.
Okay, I would give them. Today, I give him an A. I really would. I think they were. This was. But you not take into effect the penalty. Because the penalties they had a lot. They played in a full game. A complete game. I think offense, defense, special teams. I definitely would give them an A.
I mean,
it'd be like a 90. I mean, it'd be an 89 rounded up, 89.9 rounded up to an A.
But that's not fair because this is I'm mostly because you can't accept things in a win that you can't accept things in a win that you wouldn't have lost. And those penalties, man. I mean, because again, you don't fix those penalties and you put yourself in a situation where.
Are you talking about the penalties from the offensive line?
Yeah,
but that's kind of sometimes. Andy Reid talked about it earlier this year. Young offensive linemen. And that's growing pains. You going up against Max Crosby. You You said Max was gone.
You said
I know what I said.
Because you said Max wasn't going to play 100%. I was like,
I know.
Max is always
and you said that. Yeah. You said he's going to give you that 100%. And if Max is 100%, is much better than those two offensive linemen.
I agree. But the reason I say that you can't accept things in a loss is that if you don't get that shored up, you can get Patrick hurt.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And that's why I'm saying those penalties. Because look, there was a couple of plays where because I think he had back-to-back penalties where the guy just busted through, and it was like it's like, come on, man, I can't, So that's why I say I can't grade on a curve. I have to deduct some points for that.
On a curve.
I got to deduct some points, and so that's where I'm at.
All right, guys, we appreciate you tuning in, watching us from our pregame cheat sheet to, right now in our postgame. Remember, you can catch us tomorrow, myself, Darren Smith, Sean Tyler, and DJ Q. We'll be live right here on the platform you're watching us on right now, whether it's Facebook,
Twitter,
YouTube,
X,
Twitter, X, whatever you're watching us on. Catch us tomorrow, 6:30 p.m., 7 to 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Until tomorrow,
we got the pregame cheat sheet next Monday night. At 6:30 from Arrowhead. Monday night special, of course. Chiefs take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then the following week, of course, we will be at home on that Sunday for the Denver Broncos before Steve and I are back out on the road to Charlotte along with Buffalo, and then of course we have a Friday afternoon special, Black Friday special.
Thanksgiving is coming. Make me hungry. All right,
thank you as always. Make sure you follow us on social media at Steve Walls KC, at Darren Smith NFL. We'll be on the lookout for some of our post-game interviews. I got a chance to speak to Justin Reed, Nick Bolton, Kareem Hunt, as well as Trent McDuffie. I know you talked to Xavier Worthy.
Trent McDuffie. I was in the presser with Patrick.
And
DeAndre Hopkins.
And I was gonna say Steve trying to be biased, but you got a good quote or good sound with DeAndre Hopkins regarding the comment from Xavier Worthy. So we're gonna look out for that on social media. Want to thank you all as always, Steve. I'll let you end it for us.
We out of here.
Peace.